manos que está SUBRIEL Matías están en muy buenas manos y han hecho lo máximo, especialmente, ni yo sé si podría correr el riesgo de poner, no son 1.900.000, es mucho más de eso. Es completa, está hablando de un promedio fácil de casi 3 millones de dólares.
Casi 3 millones de dólares, dice.
Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. This is the latest. This is the latest. Tony also knows boxing. Press the subscribe button. Press the like button. The latest news. That's the latest news that we have. SUBRIEL Matias, his promotion company, Fresh Production Boxing from Puerto Rico. They actually gave an interview to Samson, Cesar Urbano. Cesar Urbano gave him an interview, and promoter Samson said that they're doing a great job with SUBRIEL Matias. Durango is doing a superb job with him, and they're taking him really, really far. And they actually put more money than the 1.9 million. They actually put 3 million. And according to SUBRIEL Matias, in the actual interview, said that I think it's a little bit more, 3.1 million, etc. Like, I think it's a little bit more. Like, he didn't say the number, but he was saying, Samson was saying in the interview that I just showed you that SUBRIEL Matias promoter Durango has doing a great job with SUBRIEL Matias, and has taken him very, very far, and has made the maximum of for more opportunity for SUBRIEL Matias. And he said that the 1.9 million that was said that he put on the first bid, he actually put more money, actually approximately 3 million, close to 3 million. But SUBRIEL Matias interjected in that interview and said that no, it's a little bit more. So he put a little bit more money, probably 3-point-something million dollars. And then one of the other peoples that were in the show of Boxeo Urbano and Filósofo de Boxeo, one of the guys said that he put probably $4.1 million on the whole event for SUBRIEL Matias versus Dalton Smith. So yeah, so the behind the scenes is actually a little bit more accurate than what they're showing you at face value in the mainstream and on Google. So you have to go a little further to find out just exactly how much, or more or less how much, Fresh Production Boxing of Puerto Rico put for SUBRIEL Matias to hold the rights of the SUBRIEL Matias Dalton Smith fight. So they actually put approximately $3 million to $4 million more than the 1.9 million that was reported. So for Eddie Hearns to actually be so bitter and butthurt over the fact that a Puerto Rican boxing promotion outbidded Matchroom, his company, is because he doesn't know all the behind the scenes, obviously, that Fresh Production Boxing, Durango, put approximately $3 million to almost $4 million on the whole event. So for Eddie Hearns to allude and say that that Eddie Hearns was saying that Fresh Production Boxing, he don't know where they're gonna get the money to put the fight in the Barclays Center. So that is giving you a hint that he doesn't know what Durango has done and how much money he actually has available behind the scenes. He hasn't really elaborated on it. I'm talking about boxing. Xavier Children's Why Buy. This is a boxing channel. Subscribe to Tony Also Knows Boxing. You're tuning into my channel. This is a boxing channel, and I'm giving you the latest on what SUBRIEL Matias, promoter, actually put for the fight to own the rights of the Dalton Smith versus SUBRIEL Matias fight, which is going to take place sometime in January 10th, I think, of 2026. That is the latest report. And SUBRIEL Matias didn't really specify if it was going to be in the Barclays Center, but once somebody in the comments said, I'm going to go to the Barclays Center and support you, SUBRIEL Matias, and then the host of the show, El Filósofo de Boxeo, asked SUBRIEL Matias, is the fight going to take place in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York? And then SUBRIEL Matias said there's 5 different locations where the fight can actually take place, that there's no confirmation yet. But Eddie Hearns has said that the fight is going to be taking place in the Barclays Center, and he's been butthurt because Fresh Production Boxing of Puerto Rico outbidded him. And it's reported behind the scenes that they actually put close to $4 million or $3 million. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. Nadia Hosini says hi. How you doing? Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for tuning into my channel. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Yes, so SUBRIEL Matias and in the show was saying that there's no confirmation of where exactly it's going to take place, but there's 5 different locations that it could take place, and Barclays Center is one of the ones that they mentioned. I think it's going to take place in the Barclays Center. That's what I think. And somebody in the comments said to SUBRIEL Matias, make sure that you stop and knock out Dalton Smith, because I have a feeling that Eddie Hearns of Matchroom has paid off the judges so they can rob the fight from you if you win. And then SUBRIEL Matias said to the person that commented that, he said, thank you for that advice. So in other words, SUBRIEL Matias didn't challenge the fact that the judges could be bought by Eddie Hearns. He didn't challenge that. SUBRIEL Matias would have challenged that if it wasn't so. But actually, he actually told the person that commented that in the comments, that made that comment, that told SUBRIEL Matias, make sure you stop Dalton Smith, because I believe Eddie Hearns' Matchroom has something cooked up where they paid off the judges. So if the fight goes the distance, if you won the fight, they're going to try to steal it from you. So that was pretty interesting how SUBRIEL Matias responded and said, thank you for the advice. So in other words, he's gonna knock him out. He's gonna go for the KO, so that way they don't rob the fight from him. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Eddie Hearns doesn't have the rights to the fight. Yurango of Fresh Production Boxing of Puerto Rico has all rights, and it's reported that he put $3 million to $4 million approximately for the rights of the fight. So he has more than enough money for the event and wherever it takes place. And SUBRIEL Matias says that Yurango is one of the few promoters that are Puerto Rican descent that actually has an account in the Barclays Center, top rank, and he has accounts with other like Madison Square Garden. So in other words, that he has a lot of connections and a lot of rights to even fights that take place out of Puerto Rico, not only in Puerto Rico. So remember, Yurango of Fresh Production Boxing used to be a reggaeton music promoter at one point in his life. So he's kind of like the, what do you call that guy? Al Heyman. He's kind of like the Puerto Rican Al Heyman, but in a more sophisticated way, I guess. And he actually shows his face. It's not he's not like Al Heyman. Al Heyman doesn't like to really show his face. So yeah, so he has a lot of influence. He has a lot of connections. So with music artists, and he knows a lot of people in venues that had musicians perform. So he's not new to the game. So a lot of people slept on him, including Eddie Hearns. So let me read the comments. Presley Jackson, thanks for tuning in. Hi. How you doing? How you doing, Presley Jackson? How you doing? Thanks for tuning into the channel. I appreciate you tuning into my channel. Tony also knows boxing. Subscribe to the channel. Don't be afraid to click that like button. Don't be afraid to subscribe if you want to hear the truth and you're not afraid to hear the up-to-date news that's coming out of boxing. And a lot of people are not willing to give you that unholds-barred truth, and they're afraid to actually dive in and say whatever's on their mind. They want to be politically correct. But on my channel, there's no politics. It's all real. It's all for the fans. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Don't be afraid to click the like button and subscribe. All the people that subscribe to Tony also are brave, intelligent, and people that want to be informed individuals. They want the best. They want the unadulterated truth, and they get the best when they come to my channel. Tony also knows boxing. I'm trying to provide you the best quality possible. So yeah, that's what I have as far as SUBRIEL Matias. That's what's going on, and I believe that SUBRIEL Matias is getting ready, and I believe he has to go for the KO. Maybe there's some fishy stuff behind the scenes as far as the judges. Eddie Hearns, it's possible, but the one that has the rights to the fight is Juan Yurango of Fresh Production Boxing of Puerto Rico. So that is great news. Reportedly, he put more than the $1.9 million for the fight. He actually put $3 million to $4 million approximately. I don't have an exact number, but based on the sources that I got it from, it's more closer to the truth than a lie. So I'm giving you it from the horse's mouth. The people that I know and that I follow and that I get the information from are connected to the people, the source, the main source that actually puts the information out. And we're talking about Oscar Collazo now. Oscar Collazo is supposed to fight Melvin Jerusalem. Melvin Jerusalem was knocked out in the minimum weight division. And he Oscar Collazo won the WBC championship, knocking him out in the 7th round in 2023. And they're trying to make the unification match because Melvin, since he lost to Oscar Collazo, Melvin Jerusalem has actually looked good. He won a title and he defended it 2 times, and he's supposed to defend his title for the 3rd time, October 29th. And Mauricio Suleiman was talking to Cesar of Boxeo Urbano, and they had a conversation where they were saying that they're trying to get a unification fight with Melvin. It would be nice to have a fight with Oscar Collazo and Melvin Jerusalem. And then Mauricio was saying that he's going to defend his belt first, and he asked Cesar, who is Oscar Collazo's promoter, and he told him Oscar Collazo's promoter is Miguel Cotto and Oscar De La Hoya. So he said, Mauricio responded to Cesar and said, I'm going to write a letter saying that to Melvin Jerusalem's promoters and people that Miguel Cotto and Oscar De La Hoya are interested in a unification fight, and they're going to have a convention right after Melvin Jerusalem defends his belt for the 3rd time in October 29th. Right after that, they're going to have a convention, and they're going to talk about the mandatory, the unifications. They're going to make discussions about that, and then that's why Oscar Collazo's possible fight can be discussed with Melvin Jerusalem right after October 29th, where Melvin Jerusalem makes a 3rd defense of his belt. So, somebody's interrupting my flow over here. Get out of here. Wow. Subscribe to that channel. Tony also difficulties. I'm back. So subscribe to that channel. Tony also knows boxing. Chocolate John 8696. Bang. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for tuning in to the channel. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Presley Jackson, appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody in here. What's the comments right here? I'm trying to see. Nadia Hosseini. She made a funny laughter face. Okay. I want everybody in this channel to realize that this is the boxing channel. And if you want information on upcoming fights, this is where you're going to get it. There's a lot of boxing content creators out there doing their thing. I support all of them. They're all trying. And you just got to work hard and you'll be successful. You just got to keep working hard, keep pushing forward. I'm getting a lot of boxing interviews. I just spoke to Juan de Leon today, and he told me that Oscar Collazo has a lot of things going on, and he said that in 2 weeks he'll get back to me to see if he could get me the interview with Oscar Collazo. Oscar Collazo has a publicist, and there's a lot of things happening with him in his career, and there's a lot of great things happening with him, but God willing, keep my fingers crossed, I can get an interview with Oscar Collazo. But for now, he gave me some boxers to interview, and I've been doing my research. I got a lot of surprises for you. I got a lot of up-and-coming interviews with up-and-coming female boxer. Yes, somebody else is trying to interrupt my flow again. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Oh, okay, Joseph Verduzco, I'm back. Hi, I'm back. Yeah, thanks for coming back. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel and tuning into the channel. The latest news of boxing that I have is with SUBRIEL Matias versus Dalton Smith. That his promoter actually put more than $1.9 million. He actually put $3 million to $4 million approximately, and that's the reason why Eddie Hearns is really butthurt about losing to Durango of Fresh Production Boxing in Puerto Rico, because he outbidded Matchroom, and now they're saying stuff like, some fans are saying that there's some politics behind the judges, that It's possible that Eddie Hearns might put money behind the judges to have his fighter win if the fight goes the distance. But you know, they're trying to see. They're alluding to like some corruption that might take place if the fight goes the distance. So one of the commentators on the channel, when they were interviewing SUBRIEL Matias, told SUBRIEL Matias that make sure you knock out Dalton Smith, you stop him, you give him a no mas tias because they're trying to rob the fight. And then SUBRIEL Matias said to the commentator, he said to the fan, thank you for the advice. So there has to be some truth to that. If he didn't challenge that, and if he didn't say anything like on the contrary, like he actually embraced the comment and said thank you for the advice. So he must know that they're probably doing something corrupt, because you know the boxing world is shady behind the scenes. But SUBRIEL Matias can knock out Dalton Smith, and I believe that that's going to be an interesting competitive fight. So I hope that SUBRIEL Matias gets revenge with the Liam Paro fight with Eddie Hearns, and with the Dalton Smith fight, and with the promoter winning the purse bid, and SUBRIEL Matias winning the fight by knockout or winning. I just feel like he's going to have to win by knockout, most likely, because the corruption is possible. Joseph Verduzco, okay. Thanks for tuning in, my brother. Subscribe to the channel. Okay, now I have a question. Xander Zayas is going to come back January 2026, January 10th, and he's going to fight Abbas Barral, and that's going to be a competitive fight. But do you think he's going to fight Jerome Boots Ennis after that fight, or do you think he's going to go to Virgil Ortiz? I think he's going to go straight to Virgil Ortiz, and there's some people that don't think that Xander Zayas can beat Virgil Ortiz, but I know without a shadow of a doubt, I'll even put my money where my mouth is. I say Virgil Ortiz is going to lose to Xander Zayas, because Xander Zayas' style of boxing ability is poison for him. I don't think that Virgil Ortiz has ever been able to deal with a boxer. He lost to Bohachuk, who's 29-3 with 24 KOs, or I think he's 26-3 with 24 KOs. He already has 3 losses, and he's knocked down Virgil Ortiz twice. And if a fighter like that doesn't have ability can knock him down, what do you think a fighter like Xander Zayas will do to him as far as skill-wise? Because Virgil Ortiz is right there to get hit. He doesn't move. There's no special effects. He throws a lot of combinations. Some people feel that he will give Jerome Boots Ennis the better fight because he throws a lot of combination. And some people feel that Xander Zayas is not ready for Jerome Boots Ennis. I feel like it's too soon for him. I think it's too soon for him, and I don't know, but I don't think that they're gonna go that route with Jerome Boots Ennis. Even though Xander Zayas said it without fear, he said, when I beat Jerome Abbas Barral after my first defense, I would like to fight the champion, one of the champions, and if I can't get Virgil Ortiz, I want to fight Jerome Boots Ennis. That's what he said. So, do you think that Xander Zayas is ready for Jerome Boots Ennis? I don't think he is, but he has more skills than Virgil Ortiz. He would give, I think he would give Jerome Boots Ennis a better fight than Virgil Ortiz. But you never know. Virgil Ortiz is exciting. He's all about that, to knock people out. And Xander Zayas could knock you out, but he's very technical. So I feel like Xander Zayas has a total package. But I think if I was to compare the strength between Jerome Boots Ennis and Xander Zayas, Jerome Boots Ennis looks a lot stronger than Xander Zayas. But you don't win the fight with strength alone. But I feel like it's a fight that won't happen immediately. I don't think Jerome Boots Ennis is going to fight Xander Zayas immediately, even though Jerome Boots Ennis fought for the interim WBA, which Abbas Barral is the full champion, the WBA full champion, and he's going to fight Xander Zayas in a unification bout, WBO, WBA unification bout. So we never know. Maybe the fight will take place after Xander Zayas defends against the full WBA champion, Abbas Barral, because he is the WBA full champion, Abbas Barral. Ever since Terrence Crawford moved up in weight to fight Canelo, he vacated the 154 WBA championship, so that made Abbas Barral the full champion instead of the interim, which he was previously. And I feel that the fight between Xander Zayas and Abbas Barral, the winner of that fight, I think if Xander Zayas wins, Xander Zayas is probably going to fight Bakram Motazalev. Bakram Motazalev he has a great record. He's 23-0 with 17 KOs. I haven't seen a lot of him. I've seen some footage of him sparring and training. He looks like he's powerful, but he looks a little slow, but he looks like he hits hard. And usually when you're slow, your punches are hard, but you're not as fast. Depending. Your punches are hard, but you're not as fast. But, there are exceptions. Felixtrinidad was pretty fast, and his punches were super hard. One-punch KO. So there are exceptions. But I believe that the Xander Zayas is most likely going to fight Bakram Motazalev. I said it. Yes, Tony also knows boxing. I said it on my channel. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. I don't think he's going to fight Jerome Boots Ennis right away, but I do believe he will fight Jerome Boots Ennis. Because if he loses to Jerome Boots Ennis, there's only one loss in his record, and he could actually test himself and see just how great he is. So all the great ones do it. Xander Zayas says it clearly with no hesitation that he wants to fight Jerome Boots Ennis if he doesn't get the Virgil Ortiz fight. But his team, his promoter, is a different story. They're not going to respond as confidently as him because they're the ones that decide who he fights and when he fights who they want him to fight. They're not going to put him in with Jerome Boots Ennis right now. They're going to marinate that fight. Watch, trust me, they're going to marinate that fight. They're going to make that fight probably next year, towards the end of next year, depending. I don't know. But I feel like those kind of fights, they can build them up, and then by the time they build them up, Xander Zayas might be ready to fight Jerome Boots Ennis. So it's all about strategy of promoting the fight to make the most money possible, and that's how the business goes. Like, you can't make the fight right away because then you won't make as much money as if you was to marinate the fight and wait a little bit, like a year or a year and a half. Then you can make more money to actually have those two get in the ring. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about Bakram Motazalev? He looks like he's the real deal. But a lot of people are avoiding him, and he's getting older. So then, he's probably going through the SUBRIEL Matias phase, the SUBRIEL Matias situation. Like nobody wanted to face SUBRIEL Matias for a while, but now we got people like Lamont Rhodes calling him out. And SUBRIEL Matias, they asked him in the interview, in Filósofo de Boxeo, they asked SUBRIEL Matias, hey, Lamont Rhodes mentioned your name in the interview. What do you think about him? And he said, oh, Lamont Rhodes he's a horse. Like, basically give compliment to him. When Puerto Ricans say he's a horse, that means he's a beast. That he's on another level. He's just basically giving credit where credit is due. And he didn't know that Lamont Rhodes was only champion at 130. He was thinking in 3 different weight classes that he was going to go for his 3rd weight class to be a champion. No, he's only been champion at 130. So if Filósofo de Boxeo corrected him and said, no, he's only been champion at 130. He should have been champion at 135 when he beat Gervonta Tank Davis. But you know what happened there? They gave the fight a draw when, Gervonta Tank Davis really lost to Lamont Rhodes. So he's making his 2nd attempt at a world championship. No, actually a 3rd attempt at a world championship, but in the 140-pound division. So he says, Lamont Rhodes says that when he beats Pitbull Cruz, that he would like to fight SUBRIEL Matias. And I believe that Lamont Rhodes is going to do it because nobody wants to fight him. Tank Davis don't want to fight him, don't want to give him the rematch. He wants to do that clown fight with Jake Paul. And Shakur Stevenson is busy, but he did say that he would fight him. So it all depends, But I think that Shakur Stevenson is going to fight Teofimo Lopez. But once he beats Teofimo Lopez, because he is going to beat Teofimo Lopez. I said it. Yes, Tony also knows boxing said it. Whoever gets offended will deal with it. Because there's people out there that are really hardcore fans of Teofimo Lopez. But I'm going to tell you right now, Shakur Stevenson is going to school Teofimo Lopez when they fight. And I feel that the fight's going to take place on January 31st, if I'm not mistaken, and 2026. And I believe that Shakur Stevenson is going to win the belt from Teofimo Lopez, and then he's going to vacate it so Keyshawn Davis can fight for the belt. That's what he said in the interview. And that's the story that Shakur Stevenson said, and that's the story that I'm going to stick to, and I'm sticking to that story because that's what I heard him say in the interview. Shakur Stevenson said it in an interview not too long ago, that if he fights in the 140-pound division, and he's going to actually get the belt, take it away from Teofimo Lopez, and then vacate it and let Keyshawn Davis fight for it because they're friends. So that's what's going on in boxing, man. That's what's going on. You heard it over here. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to give you the unholds barred truth. And I'm going to give you the most closest, most up-to-date information possible if you go to my channel. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. And all the other boxing content creators out there that are doing their thing, I got nothing but love for you. And you keep doing your thing. And just get motivated. Just work hard. Just keep working hard and put videos out all the time and say the truth. Don't do no clickbait. If you do a clickbait, then you're not being genuine with your fans. You're being disingenuous with them. So whenever I talk about something, it could be a rumor, but I never claim it as true if I put it on my heading. I put question mark. So don't get that twisted. If I say something and I put it in the heading and you clicked on it, it's because it's possible that it's happening behind the scenes because I follow people that are actually connected to the sources behind the scenes and actually have news that they don't release right away, but then things could change at a drop of a dime because the negotiations didn't go as they planned. So then they changed what they were actually planning to do originally. So yes, so I'm not clickbaiting you when I do that. I'm actually giving you information that's really truthful, but it's not official yet. So that way you get the behind the scenes as well. So you don't want just the actual confirmation information. You want the information that could possibly happen if everything goes well with the people negotiating what they want to do behind the scenes that I'm putting out on the heading. So all the hypotheticals, I put them out too on my heading because it's always good to have a broad perspective so you can have a scenario in your mind of what might happen in the coming months or in the coming weeks before a fight transpires. So yeah, Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Subscribe to that channel. Do not be afraid to click that like button. Do not be afraid to subscribe to my channel because if you do, you will get information that's valuable to you and you will have the information that you need as a boxing fan, as a hardcore boxing fan. My channel is for the real hardcore boxing fans and people that want to get into boxing, but they're tired of people misleading them and giving them false information, but they want real information. This is for you. This channel's for you. You could become a boxing fan even by watching my channel. Tony also knows boxing because I give you the raw, unadulterated, uncut, truthful information and behind the scenes. So don't get it misconstrued and say I'm putting fake news out if it's a hypothetical that's possibly taking place and is taking place, but it's not fully decided yet. I give you the hypotheticals, the things that are transpiring, so that way it gives you a broad perspective on what's really going to happen and why it happened and why it didn't happen. So yeah, subscribe to Tony Also Knows Boxing. You're tuning into my channel. I'm going to interview Joey Borrero after his fight tonight. I'm going to give him some time after his victory. I know he's going to win. He's in a 147-pound weight class, and he sparred with Rolly Romero, and Rolly Romero was so scared of him that he actually switched the training, the way he trains, because he didn't want to spar with him no more because he was getting dominated by Joey Borrero. I said it. Yes, I said it on my channel, and I got it from the horse's mouth. I got it from Joey Borrero himself. He's going to be the future champion at 147. And he said that Rolly Romero knows that if he fights me, it's not going to be an easy night, and he's going to lose against me because he already boxed him. He knows his style, and Joey Borrero has made Rolly Romero look so foolish in the gym. He didn't say it in those words. I'm just I'm just paraphrasing. But yes, he switched the place where he trains because he didn't want to get pummeled to pillar to post by Joey Borrero. But Joey Borrero's the truth. He is fighting at the 147-pound weight division, and Fernando Vargas trained him at one point. Fernando Vargas Jr., the one that falsely accused Tito Trinidad of cheating, and that's the reason why Joey Borrero don't train with him. Don't train with Fernando Vargas anymore like the way he did in the beginning of his career, because Fernando Vargas is so negative and saying things that are not true about Felix Tito Trinidad because he's a sore loser. Fernando Vargas is the sore loser, and I got respect for Fernando Vargas. I was a fan of Fernando Vargas. Even when he fought Felix Tito Trinidad, I had to make a choice between Felix Tito Trinidad and him, and my choice was Felix Tito Trinidad because Felix Tito Trinidad united my family. And Felix Tito Trinidad is a special fighter. Not many fighters can do that, can make a person that doesn't usually watch boxing want to watch boxing because Felix Tito Trinidad is fighting. Not many boxers have that ability. and Felixtrinidad does. And Joey Borrero is the future star, future champion at 147. Be on the lookout for him. Tony also said it. I said it on my channel. Yanquier Rivera as well is going to be a future champion. And so is Malik Quinones. I interviewed him as well. And as well as Abisael Cotto, who is fighting at the 130 weight division. He is going to be champion at 130. The champions at 130 right now are Stephen Fulton and Oshiki Foster. They're going to fight. They're going to fight. And I believe in my heart, well, my heart and my mind, that Abisael Cotto is going to obliterate them. Check out Abisael Cotto's fights. He's going to fight November 22nd, the same day that David Benavidez fights Yarde. On the undercard is going to be Devin Haney. It's going to be and Brian Norman Jr. That's going to be amazing. I'm going for Brian Norman by knockout. He's going to knock out Devin No Chin Haney in maybe 5 to 7 rounds. That's my verdict. I know Devin Haney's going to lose. He's going to lose to Brian Norman Jr. I said it on my channel. Tony also knows boxing. I said it. Yes, I said it. And it's true. I believe that. I know for a fact that Devin Haney's chin, he's traumatized. He's not the same fighter. He got what do you call that? He got post-traumatic stress disorder from the Ryan Garcia Cheeto. Yeah, he cheated. He didn't use no plaster, but he used some drugs. You know, some enhancing performances substance to make him stronger. So yeah, I don't agree with that either. But once you get hit over here, you know, you're gonna go down if you don't have a chin, regardless. But the way that Ryan Garcia did it, he was cheating, man. You got to do it the right way. And I believe that Abisael Cotto is the truth. He's 9-0 with 8 KOs, and he's gonna fight November 22nd, the same day that David Benavidez fights. And it's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be on Triller TV, and it's gonna be on the undercard of Juanma Lopez versus Gallo, the producer. So that's gonna have a lot of visibility, and that's what Universal Promotion is doing to bring more visibility to the prospects of Puerto Rico, boxing prospects of Puerto Rico, and it's actually working. And Abisael Cotto is gonna be fighting November 22nd. He's 9-0 with 8 KOs, and I truly believe that Abisael Cotto in 2026, when he's supposed to fight for the championship, more or less, I think he's gonna beat Stephen Fulton or Shiki Foster. He's gonna obliterate them. Watch his fights, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Beautiful jab, long, 5'9" fighter, quickness, speed, jab, uppercut, hooks, power. He has it all. He has the total package. Be on the lookout for him. Abisael Cotto. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. So who do you think is going to win? Who's going to beat reign supreme in the 154 weight class? I'm looking forward to Xander Zayas defending his belt. He signed with Rima Sports, a company co-owned by Bad Bunny, which is going to give him more visibility beyond boxing, beyond the sports. It's just going to give him like a global reach beyond boxing. So that's going to be good, because people that don't know about boxing are going to know about Xander Zayas. So that's what you're supposed to do to make boxing the way it's supposed to be, better than like back in the days. I'm not going to say like make boxing great again, because I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not. So I believe that. I'm not. So anyway, I don't want to get into politics, but if you want to know about that, check out my music, my hip-hop album, The Monumental Truth, and check out Mi Patria Linda, new album. I sing and I rap. My style is versatile, and I'm doing a lot of great things with my music as well. Check out my music if you want to hear that part of Tony also. But yes, I have a lot of great things in store, and you're going to have a lot of interviews coming right now on my channel. And just subscribe to the Tony Also Knows Boxing and click like, and you're going to get the best up-to-date information in boxing. Subscribe to that channel, Tony Also Knows Boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Do not forget to subscribe. If you don't subscribe, you're going to miss out on a blessing, miss out on a valuable experience. You're going to experience valuable things on my channel. You're going to experience valuable things on my channel. My channel is going to give you an experience that you're not going to get in most channels. So yeah, subscribe to Tony Also Knows Boxing. So who do you have winning between Xander Zayas and Jerome Boots Ennis? Right now, I see Jerome Boots Ennis being too much for him. That's what I see. But who do you have winning between Virgil Ortiz and Xander Zayas? I got Xander Zayas beating him. Xander Zayas' style is poison for Virgil Ortiz. Poison. Virgil Ortiz don't know how to deal with a boxer. He doesn't know how to deal with somebody with boxing ability, with abilities like Xander Zayas or Jerome Boots Ennis. So I feel like the best possible fights for Jerome Boots Ennis in the 154-pound weight class would be Montalaev and Xander Zayas versus Jerome Boots Ennis. That's what I think. I think that those fighters are the best possible fights in that weight class. And, I just think that Jerome Boots Ennis, even though he didn't fight somebody as elite as Xander Zayas, I still think that he looked strong and very dominant. And the way he did what he was supposed to do. Jerome Boots Ennis did what he was supposed to do against Usima Lima. He wasn't the greatest option, So, but Xander Zayas and Montalaev, that's gonna show, okay, what level is Jerome Boots Ennis really on. I think Jerome Boots Ennis is gonna win those fights, but I'm rooting for Xander Zayas. But I'm a realist. I'm Boricua, but I'm a realist. I see Jerome Boots Ennis and I see Xander Zayas, and I just see Jerome Boots Ennis stronger, more natural ability, but I think Xander Zayas has abilities too. So I hope he surprises me. It's possible, but that's what I have right now in my mind. That's what I have in my mind. So yeah, what do you guys think? Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. Eddie Hearns, he's trying to rob SUBRIEL Matias with the judges. So be on the lookout for SUBRIEL Matias getting revenge for the Liam Paro and winning 3 times for the Liam Paro, for himself against Dalton Smith, and with his promoter, Orango Fresh Boxing Productions, winning. So it's 3 victories. Peace. Subscribe to that channel. Tony also knows boxing. Don't be afraid of the truth. Embrace it. Subscribe to the channel. Don't be like those other content creators just telling you the lies.